Hey everybody, welcome back. It is October 2022 and it's time to take a look at the Battlbox for this month. This is the Battlbox Mission 91. There's some great gear in here and that's an awfully big box, so let's see what's inside. Alright, so for those of you that are unfamiliar with Battlbox, Battlbox is a subscription service. You sign up, pay a certain amount. There's 3 different levels. You sign up and you pay a certain amount every month, and you get the gear that's equal to that amount. Now, you're always going to get a better deal than what you're paying. It's always going to be worth more than what you're paying. And today I kind of want to remember to run through and give you the prices of the items so you can kind of compare it if you want to get a subscription to it and see which level you'd probably want to see. We're going to start off with the basic box here. Now, that's a $71 value, $71.92. That's what they're saying is worth there for what you're paying. And I forget exactly what the basic box is, but if you are interested in picking one up, you can get a 15% discount on the subscription product using my discount code Iridium24. You just have to follow the link that's down in the description below, and we can check it out. So let's open up the box and start with the first item that's in the basic box. So the box doesn't want to cooperate with me. It kind of fell open. I've not used one of these boxes before. It is kind of a weird box. We're going to start off with the first item in the basic box. And these are the Battlbox trail markers, all right? These trail markers are a really lightweight, awesome addition to your pack. Perfect for creating a crumb trail when exploring in unfamiliar areas. If you're walking a little bit away from your cabin or from your campground or whatever, you can clip these to trees, and they do glow in the dark. Let me pull them out for you. You got 10 in here. They are clipped together. You can clip these to trees and kind of create a little breadcrumb trail for yourself back in case you get disoriented or lost. Very, very handy little things. I've always wondered about making something like this, but I like it is these are glow in the dark and they will show up. They're very high vis and they will show up well. Now they say that's a, what are these, $7.99 value. So you're going to be getting 10 of them. And you could easily mark yourself wherever you're going to be if you're out and about. Alright, the next item is going to be kind of unusual for the basic box. This is a first. I've never seen this in a basic box, and that's down on the end there, so let me reach over and grab it. And this is the Fox Edge Fox America's FE043. Now, as you probably figured out, it's a knife, and it's a nice one, okay? This is a micarta frame lock folder. It's designed by Russ Cromer, and it's perfect down and dirty, easy to get working style, real simple to use. Very, very easy. I kind of didn't flick it all the way. Let's flick that the right way and show you. There. Very, very easy to open and use. You do have a bare side on this side, which is where you're going to be carrying it in your pocket. You do have a very nice micarta kind of thing there. The interesting thing about this is when I first looked at it, I was kind of like, nice little knife. Then I started playing with it. And I'm like, it's nice in my hand. Very, very sharp out of the box. I don't know if it'll shave. Let's see. Yeah, it probably just needs to go. Oh, no, it is shaving. Yeah. It's actually shaving hair off. I don't know if you can see the hair on the end there, but it actually got some hair. So it came out very sharp from the box. Very nice blade. The info on the blade is a 7.75 flipper. Does have a ball bearing system in here for an easy one-handed opening. The blade steel is BCR 13 MOV steel. So it shouldn't be too difficult to sharpen, and it should keep a nice edge for you there. And it's just a nice little handy pocket folder that has a nice little touch of micarta on it. I do like the gray micarta on the background. So it's definitely a nice little feeling knife in your hand. I do like the liner lock too. It's a very positive lock. You can see the lockup when I fold this up. You can see that's right in the center there. Perfectly centered knife. No issues at all. So I definitely like that. And for you folks that have been getting the basic box for a long time and are always like, darn, I can't afford the other boxes and I never get a knife. Well, now's your chance. And remember too, when you check my site out on Battlbox, you can also order individual stuff. Usually a month after it's been out in the box, you can order the stuff. Sometimes it's sooner, but usually it's a month after. All right, let's move on to the other item that's in here, and this is something that I absolutely love, okay? Oh, by the way, the knife was a $32.99 value, so that's what they're saying the value of it is. This is camo form. I have, of course, you've seen me do tons of different camo paint jobs and stuff like that. Nothing sticks as well as something like this. Basically what this is if you've ever had ace bandage type feeling to it, it's kind of like that, but it's got a sticky back to it. And this will allow you to camouflage your stuff pretty well. I don't know the exact, it doesn't say what type of camo it is. It kind of has a little bit of that woodland camo, a little bit of the kind of woodland camo on there. Does fit in my environment right out here, which is that browns and greens and dark and sandy color. That really fits in well in my environment here. Now, having used this before, I can tell you the nice part about using this is you can use it to camouflage bows or firearms or anything like that, and it doesn't leave behind a sticky mess when you want to get it off, or if it starts to wear and tear. I've even used this stuff on the handle of an auger that I have, you know, that I use to dig up weeds, and that thing has probably been outside in the sun for about 2.5 years. Still on there, still works perfectly. It just had bare metal ends on it, so that really makes a nice little easy kind of feeling for it. It's easy to remove, it's easy to shape. Doesn't matter if it gets dirty or wet, because Lord knows it's gotten wet out there. You just let it dry and you can reapply it if you want. And it also quiets gear from clanking objects. So if you got stuff that rubs together and makes noise when you're walking, this is an awesome way to carry it. So that's camo tape there. The material on it is cotton fabric with a rubber latex on the back. It is natural rubber latex. If you do have a latex allergy, you might want to think about that, putting it near you. The size on the roll is a 2-inch by 1.44-inch roll. 144-inch roll, I'm sorry, so there's 144 inches of roll on there. And the weight on it is 3.2 ounces, so it's super lightweight to carry if you want to bring that with you on a trip. If you're going to be hunting or something and you get out to your duck blind and you realize, oh wait, my gun's sticking out like a sore thumb, you know, you can use that, camo it up really nicely. So that pretty much ends the basic box. Oh, by the way, this is a $15.95 value. I keep forgetting to tell you that. There is one more thing in there that I want to show you, and this stuff, I got to tell you, last night when I got the box in, it was the first thing I pulled out, and I'm like, what the heck is it? And of course, like an idiot, I sprayed it on my hand. The lubricity of this stuff is unbelievable. And this here is PFC Aerosol Earth Scent, all right? Now, for those of you that don't like the smell of normal gun cleaners, gun oils, stuff like that, all right, this is what you want. I'm telling you straight up. There's no stinky science experiment smell. I mean, I know I love Hoppy's No. 9 smell. I love it. But some of the other stuff I use can be really kind of caustic and harsh. I love this stuff, okay? It's also nice because the scent won't spook game away. If you've been out in the open and you've been hunting and you've got a gun that you just recently cleaned and it's got all sorts of chemicals on it, believe me, animals can smell that. And I'm no hunter. Trust me, I am not a hunter, but I can tell you, animal sense of smell is a lot stronger than your sense of smell, and they can smell that. So this right here is perfect. It's a lanolin-based formula. All right, it's non-toxic, solvent-free. This can even be used to lubricate or clean up your ATVs or tractors or anything like that. Makes that blind door that squeaks go away. So there's lots of uses for this other than firearms. But it is really slippery. And what shocked me is I went inside and, of course, washed my hands. And I'm like, damn, it's still there. And I washed again, and I'm like, it's still there. So it does stick around. So there's your basic box. Pretty good start. You got a nice knife in there, too. Let's move on to the next box. That's going to be the advanced box, and that's going to have a $122 value. So let me show you what's going to be in the advanced box. All right, so the advanced box is just one item. It's one upgrade, okay? And it is the Climate Traverse Hammock. Now, I got to say, I am not a hammock user. I have probably slept in one of them when I was a little kid, and that's about it. And being out here, obviously, it probably isn't going to be something I use all that often because I'm in the desert, and there just isn't a lot to put hammocks between. You know, 2 cactus bushes maybe, but not much. So, all in all, that's going to be up to you guys to decide if you like it. I am going to show it to you really quickly. Climate, I know, makes really good stuff. I've used their sleeping pads, their little pillows, all that. So I know they make really good gear. And this is the hammock itself in here, I believe. I'll read you a little bit of info on the hammock because it's kind of different. It is a single hammock. Your straps, okay? It does come with straps on there. Here's the other end of it. And it's just kind of stuffed in here any old way, kind of like it should be. You don't really want to ball it up too much. And here are your instructions on the inside. They are sewn in there. It's 18 inches off the ground, and you should be more than 18 inches across, I believe. No, 18 inches off the ground. So they say never hang it below 18 inches. So here's the hammock fabric itself. And to be honest with you, this fabric kind of feels almost like that Dyneema fabric. It isn't, of course, because it would be thousands of dollars, because the little backpack of that stuff is like $800. But it does feel super lightweight and super nice, too. Now, what's different about this hammock? Well, it does take such little space. It is very comfortable, according to what I've been told, all right? And it does have a single panel design, which is a little bit different than the 3-panel designs that you're used to seeing. In addition, it looks pretty darn cool, all right? All in all, I like the color. It is a bright enough color so you won't get lost out there. You won't lose it out between 2 trees. My problem with hammocks is I don't have anywhere to hang them. I'll be honest with you. Even palm trees out here, you'll see them out here, but they're really not native. And when I go up into the, the woods or up into the mountains or whatever, they're not there. It's just acres and acres of bushes, So unless I'm going to hang this between two little sage bushes and basically turn it into a sleeping mat, I'm really not going to be able to use it. But that doesn't mean that it's not worthwhile. And I really like climate stuff to begin with. I do like the fact that the bag is actually part of the whole thing. And when you're done, you're just going to stuff that right back into the bag. That is a $49.99 value right there. Capacity on it is up to 400 pounds. You got 10 feet of tree straps, all right? And 10 daisy chains with 2 aluminum carabiners on the other side here. You'll see that. Your dimensions are 110 inches by 55 inches. The weight on it is 1.8 pounds, and that's with everything. Now remember I said the fabric was kind of like that Dyneema fabric, a very, very lightweight fabric. It is 75D polyester, so it's definitely strong and will hold you up, but it does feel very, very lightweight. All right, let's move on to the Pro Box. All right, now this is probably one of the highlights for me because this is something that I've never owned. And I know people think of survivalists as being willing to go out there with our bow and arrow and hunt for game, and I've never done it. The closest I've ever gone to shooting a bow and arrow was when I was very young. I went to summer camp, and we had like a session where we went out and shot bows and arrows at big, huge targets, I don't know, they were probably 20 feet away, but they felt like they were 1,000 miles away. And this is the GearScope Survival Bow and Arrow Set. I'm probably going to devote a second full video to this one. I do want to show you how to assemble it. It is a very quick takedown kind of bow. I do want to show you how to assemble it. I want to show you what it looks like fully done, show you the stuff that's inside. It might take a few minutes, but the first thing I want to do is take it out of the bag. And it does come in a very oversized bag for the bag, for what's actually in the bag. I'm assuming that's so you can add more arrows. You do get 3 arrows with it. I'm going to move the box out of the way here. Okay. And this is your bag. So there's a lot of room in here. If you want to add other gear or other stuff in there, you certainly can. Let's open it up. Let's show you. I've already kind of quickly assembled it once before just to kind of see how to do it. But I want to show you. This is your main component here. This is your main piece that you're going to be hanging on. And I just dropped the string down there on the bottom. This is your string, okay, for the bow itself. We'll show you how this all goes together. It's very, very simple. I looked at it and I was like, all right, I've never shot a bow before. Now you expect me to put one together? So, wait a minute. Here are your top and bottom pieces. These will go facing out. You want the logo facing out from you, and they just will screw into that piece there. There's the other piece. You do get your 2 screws in here. Now, I did see these little plastic things floating around in the bag, and I was like, what the heck are those for? And then I realized they are for these that will go into the sides of the top pieces and slide in there and screw right in really simply. You do get, I believe it's 3 or 4 broad heads. So here's what they look like, okay? And they are fairly sharp, so this is not a toy. You don't go playing with it, pointing it at things you shouldn't. And you will get a tool to do this. Now, of course, you could probably find your own little tool to put it together, but it does come with one. Here are your arrows. Now, some people did complain. I got actually word from Battlebox about some of the fletching getting bent on these arrows. If you want to fix that, basically all you got to do is take a heat gun and just heat them up, and it will straighten them right out. No problem at all. You don't have to touch anything. You don't have to mold it. Just take the heat gun and it'll straighten it right out. So that's what your arrows look like. Here are the tips here that you can screw in pretty much anything. I can see myself already thinking about, okay, I got these arrows. Now I need more. So you get 3 to start with. Of course, you're probably going to lose arrows over time and stuff, but it's a nice way to get started. So let me put the bow together really quickly. I'm not going to go into step by step. We'll do that in a separate video when we actually shoot it and test it. But let me put it together to give you an idea what it looks like, and I'll explain how it goes together. All right, sorry for the lighting, but I did need to put this in an area with some more room. So I have one of my lights pointed over there. I'm sure I'm breaking some kind of ancient bow handling rule by hanging it on the garage door there. Don't worry, it's not going to be permanently there. But you get an idea of the size of this thing. It's a rather large bow. Now, to put it together is very simple. I'm going to move you in here a little bit and really tell you the story of this. You got 2 screws here with those little washers. The washers make it easy to make it hand tight. Then you'll use your tool to tighten that up all the way up. And then what you're going to do is take your string. You're going to string it on the bottom there. There's a loop. You'll put the loop around there. You'll take it up to the top there. And basically what I did was I stood over it. I put 1 foot down in the inside here very gently. Bent that forward, bent the top down. and hook the string on, and there you go. Real simple. Remember, you don't want to dry fire a bow, so we'll just leave it as is until we can get some targets out there and get to shooting it and playing with it. I've always wanted to learn how to use a bow. I figure it's a very important survival tool. Those of you that know Morgan from Rogue Preparedness, you'll definitely check out her channel for tons of bow information. Anyway, let's get it back up on the counter, and we'll finish up the video, and I'll show you the last item that's in there. Now, before we finish up on the last item, which will be in the Pro Plus box, I wanted to give you a little information on the bow itself. The handle is made of aviation plastic. It's a very thick plastic. Your two bow materials are Dacron fiber. Those are the pieces we screwed on there in the end. So they fit right on there really easily. And as you can see, it's back in its box. Very easy to take apart and mess with. It goes back together very simply. Okay, your arrow size are 80 centimeters. Arrow materials are fiberglass. Your GPP is 30G. Both sides assembled is 131 by 26.5 centimeters. Again, it's in centimeters. I could convert it just so you guys understand. The bow weight itself, not including the box or bag, is 0.85 kilograms. So it is not heavy at all. And it is very convenient to tear apart and put back together again. I mean, you could even get a smaller bag than that. Maybe you could even use this bag if you wanted to load it up with a bunch of extra arrows, different broadheads, different string material, whatever. I'm going to be learning a whole lot about it. Even the terminology I'm not familiar with, except for some of it. So I'm going to be learning a whole lot more about bow and arrow because of a box like this. That's why I love this thing. It has various different things in it that sparks your interest in other different possible outdoors or survival or camping or whatever type activities. That would be perfect to take with you, have some fun. You know, you can bring that with you out on a camping trip and have some fun with it, as long as you're shooting it safely, of course. You can use it in an emergency hunting situation. So definitely something I'm going to be looking into more and learning more about. And it also can be done in a somewhat easier environment than, say, shooting a firearm. I can't go in my backyard and shoot a gun. But I can go in my backyard with some big things of hay and shoot arrows into it and learn how to shoot better. So let's move on to the last item in the Pro Plus box, and that is the Woox Bad Boy. Okay, this is a $120 value. It's in that box. I'm going to show it to you. That's why I say it's really nice that in the basic box you guys got a knife this month, and a good one too. This is nice. I wasn't too sure about it when I opened it up, and I'm like, oh God, another little small knife. And then I saw the blade and the workmanship on it. All right, so let's take a look at it here. This is the Bad Boy. It is D2 steel. You'll notice the handles on it are kind of unusual. Let me tell you something. I'm going to show you my hand popping into that right there. That fits so nicely right in that crease of your fingers there. It's just unbelievable. It fits right in there, ready to use. It came ridiculously sharp out of the box. Like if I have nothing better to do and I want to sharpen a knife for 2 or 3 hours and get it perfect, you know what I mean? If I want to sit out here and strop it, and that's how it came. It came when I'm done. When I sharpen a knife that well, I'm like, okay, that's good. Don't need to touch it anymore. It came like that out of the box. I was really impressed with it. So a little bit about the knife itself. The steel is of course D2. Finish is satin. That is real American walnut on the handles, on the scales. Really nice little brass inserts there, little brass screws to hold it all together. Definitely a nice looking knife. Overall length on it is 6.25 inches. Blade length is 2.75 of an inch, and the handle length is 3.5 inches. Definitely a nice little knife. The weight on it is 3.2 ounces. Blade thickness is 3/25 of an inch, and your handle thickness is 3/4 of an inch. It is full tang, obviously. And that would be a really nice kind of companion. You know, I've always thought about, I'm telling you right now, you guys are going to catch me on this. I carry a really cheap pocket knife. This is a old SEMA that was sent to me years ago. Okay, but I've always wondered about a pocket knife that isn't foldable. And it comes with an awesome leather sheath right here. Strong natural leather, handmade in Italy. So there's your whole package right there, with a belt loop right on it. Very simple, easy to use design. And it is kind of nice to not have to always open it up and flick a knife open. It's right there for you. You do have jimping on the top and bottom there. This will strike a ferro rod. I did try it. The little bit of spine there is sharp enough to strike it, but the jimping, of course, will definitely help you on that. So let me get my little dirty old pocket knife out of here. I do carry a cheap one. I don't get worried using it. And it's a very nice knife, very good, well-made knife, but it's a cheapie. But this I would definitely consider carrying while out camping or something. It's got a little bit of a bigger blade, a little bit of a bigger belly on the blade itself, and it's ridiculously sharp. I mean, let's see again if I can show you on camera. Yeah, I see. It's literally just clearing real estate there. So it came out of the box really sharp. Very nice knife company. I did do a little looking up on them. They make some really quality stuff. So that is the Woox Bad Boy. Like I said, $119, $120 value. So altogether, with your Pro Plus box, okay, that's a $315.90 value. And believe me, you're not paying that every month for the box. So you're getting a really good deal. And again, too, what I like about Battlbox is if you have all your preps in order, and I would consider myself to be fairly well prepped. I mean, there's always more I can do and learn. But if you have all your preps in order and you have a little bit of extra income that maybe you want to experiment with and learn some new stuff. Look, I got a whole new thing here that I'm going to learn about archery just because of this box. That's why I like it. And you don't have to spend a fortune. Even in the basic box, I still got some really nice stuff. So, definitely worthwhile endeavor. I like checking them out. Normally, I'm not a big fan of subscription boxes, but I have to say Battlbox and Crate Club put out some really nice stuff. And I'm going to be having some fun with that little Gear Scope survival bow. We're definitely going to try that one out. Anyway, folks, so thank you for watching. Like I said, the link down below will be below there where you can check out and save 15% on your first subscription with Battlbox, okay, using my discount code Iridium24. And the link down below will also have my portal on Battlbox's site where you can go in and purchase any of the individual items too as well. So definitely check them out. If you're not interested in buying the whole thing, some people watch this video and they'll go to the site, and then once it's been up there a while, they'll start selling individual items, and they'll buy like just the knife, or maybe just the cleaning solution, or oil, whatever, just that knife, just the bow. So you can buy the stuff individually. I generally kind of like getting the stuff all together because it's kind of like a fun surprise. You know, it's kind of like Christmas every month. But I do like the stuff, and I do like their gear, and I do stand by it. Really nice stuff. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching. Don't forget all our other links. We have our Amazon affiliate link down below, our freeze-dried wholesaler link. You guys ordered a lot of freeze-dried food last month, and definitely want to thank you for that. I have something very unique from them coming up. It's not from them, it's something I did about a year ago. We're going to test it out and see how it actually held up all that time. But if you're interested in saving 15% off some food to stock up on, and I definitely think now is the time to start stocking up on food with all we see going on in the world around us geopolitically, use my link, save 15% just for using my link. I've had people go there and order it and said, oh yeah, I saw it on your channel. I'm like, did you use my link? No. Well, then you paid like 15% more than you had to. And these people put in big orders, so definitely make sure you're using my link so you can get that 15% savings. Under that, our My Patriot Supply link, we have our $250 off of our 3-month kit this month. Check them out. We also have 4-week kits and other stuff there too as well on preparewithiridium.com, preparewithiridium.com. And our Thrive Life link as well. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.